Hi guys, welcome back to Origami Twist. My name's Jen, and in today's video we're going to kick off daily December, which is one video every single day in December, with a brand new tea bag folding medallion. And I designed this one, and I also designed the paper that it's folded out of. So if you want to get some of this printable paper, it's available on my website, origamitwist.com, which will be in the link in the description box. And if it hasn't gone up already, within the next day or two, there will actually be full-size origami paper available there as well that I've designed. And if you're watching this in the future, it's obviously there. So the link's in the description box, and I hope you go and check that out. All right, so let's get to folding. What do you need in order to create this project? Well, you need 4 tea bag folding tiles. The thing you're going to need is some white glue. I use a very fine tipped bottle. I fill it with just regular Elmer's glue. You can use whatever adhesive that you have available to you, but this is a project that requires glue. I'm using a bone folder as well. I find if you're making a lot of these, it actually really helps your hands to use one of these, but you can use your fingers as well. That's totally fine. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to zoom in here. First things first, we need to make the units. So this is modular origami, and it's made up of 4 separate pieces. So with the first square, we're going to take one corner, bring it over to the opposite corner with the pattern side of your paper down, and crease. So white side up, pattern side down. Crease it corner to corner and open it up. Now this crease that you've created is going to be your new guide mark. So you're going to take one edge of your paper and bring it into that centered guide mark to make half of what looks like a kite. And you want to be very careful with your folding down at the corner here to get it as accurate as possible. And as with many origami folds, you want to go up to but not over the line. So just shy of that crease is better than going too far. And turn it around so that the fold is going away from you. And you're going to do the same thing with the adjacent side here. Again, bringing it into that center fold, just shy, not over, and crease. So this now looks a little bit like a kite. Now we're going to fold the model in half, but rather than going this way, we're actually going to go this way. So this top part here where the white triangle is and the long skinny point down here at the bottom, that's going to come up behind and meet that top point just there. So the top of the white triangle is now meeting the bottom of that kite and crease. Okay, this next part is not a beginner move, but it is a great way to advance into harder moves in origami. We're going to expand this little pocket here and this little pocket here to create an entirely new shape. If you've ever folded a paper crane before, this will look familiar to you. So I'm inserting my finger into the little pocket that's been created, and I'm holding down the other side with my other hand. As I push this little piece away gently, you don't want to tear it, you'll notice that the edge of your paper comes up. See that? That is ideal. So you want this to come up. You want it to come up, and as you pull it away, it's going to come down. And then very carefully, and you don't want to crease until you're happy with the angle, but very carefully you're going to line this edge up with that center crease. And when you do that, it's all going to start to fall into place, and you crease it right up to the corner as neatly as possible. And down here at the bottom, same thing. You want it to fold at the point and crease. And remember, it's always okay to watch it again if you're not 100% sure. Now over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to do that again, but mirror image. So once again, insert your finger here. Now if it catches, you want to make sure that this is pushed away so that it doesn't crease up. So the whole panel needs to come towards you. Push it towards you. And as you start to press down, that crease should begin to be created here and also down here. And this edge is going to come up to that middle, whoops, off the screen there. It's going to come up to that middle line. And give it a good crease, making sure that it creases at the points. Now the fun thing about this fold is if you turn it over, you've now created the same thing on both sides with just the one fold. It's kind of cool. All right, one more step and then we're ready, and then we finish the first unit. So what makes this particular unit interesting is we're going to take one of the flaps that we've created and we're going to fold it over. Now, if I were to draw a line from this point here to this point here, a straight line like this, that's the line that the edge of this triangle is going to lay on. So I'm going to fold it down. This edge is going to line up with that straight line that connects the 2 points, just like that. So once again, so that you can see it, the whole motion, the edge is going to come down and intersect the 2 points. Just like that. All right, great. Now just go ahead and make 3 more of those. And once again, it's always okay to go back and watch it again if you need to. And I will meet you back here to connect them. Okay, just a quick moment here. Do you see how this didn't fold quite the way I wanted it to? Because this is a double-sided unit, you can actually turn it over to get a better look and then choose to fold that one. If you do have a side that has a bit of white showing there, you just turn it over. I'm getting it to focus. You can just turn it over to make it look pretty. Quick tip. Back to the quick fold. Okay, great. Now you've got your 4 units and you're happy with how pretty they look. Now we're ready to glue them together. So I am using, as I said, white Elmer's glue, and we're focusing on the 2 triangles at the bottom, the little ones, and we're going to hold the next unit vertically. So where this triangle's leaning over, the big triangle facing up and the 2 little triangles facing towards you. So one is sideways and one is facing up and down. You're then going to slide that top triangle behind this medium-sized triangle, just like that. So one of the little triangles is over the top of the other little triangle at the bottom, and the other little triangle is tucked behind that little flap. Okay, and at this point, you can put a tiny bit of glue just behind, oops, I put way too much there, and just behind the one tab, and then just behind the second tab that's tucked behind. Okay, and give it a little pressure. Sometimes I will actually hold it down for a few seconds to get it to bond. Then you'll notice I'm going in Australia we call it anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, as you would in the States. So this is the way we held it to attach it. We're now going to go counterclockwise a 1/4 turn. And now the second unit is in the original position of the first unit, and we're just going to do the same thing again. The little tiny top triangle is going to go behind the medium one and in front of the big one, and then the little bottom triangle is going to lay on top of this first little bottom triangle, just like this. And the edge is going to come just up to where the split happens. And I'm going to hold it gently. I'm going to put a little dab of glue on the back and underneath the little flap. Okay, turn it 1/4 turn. So now the third unit is going to be become the first unit, and the fourth unit is going to come into place. So once again, that top tiny triangle tucks behind the medium and the big triangle, and the bottom triangle sits on top of the first small triangle. And again, tiny little bit of glue. I think I'm getting the hang of it with the amount of glue. Tuck it behind just a little bit. There we go. All right. Now that we have basically glued all four together, you'll probably notice, if you look really carefully, it doesn't quite look symmetrical and balanced. And the reason for that is because we haven't done one more quarter turn and attached the fourth one to the first one. So look at that, so we've gone one quarter turn again. That fourth unit now needs to intersect with the first one. So very gently, and you may want to actually, whoopsie, come undone. You may want to actually let it dry before finishing it. That way it won't come undone on you. Now I'm trying to do this wet, so bear with me if it falls apart a little bit. If I hold my fingers in the center, that will anchor all of those points so I can work with that top little triangle to get it to come out in the front and then to go between the two. Now before I do that, I actually need to go even further and get that little triangle from the back into the front. Now, is this step absolutely crucial? No, probably not, but it will give you a nice shape in the center, a nice little square shape in the center. So I do it because I think it adds to the look, but if you find it to be too tricky, that's okay. You don't have to do it. There you go. See how it now makes this cool little kaleidoscope in the middle? Okay, so now I've got the little triangle here up over the top, and then that top triangle is now in between the medium and the large. And once again, a little bit of glue, and off we go. Now, if you're happy with the way that looks and you say you want to make an ornament for the tree or something, you can certainly leave it like that. That's what I did with this first one. But if you want it to go onto a card, you can also glue down those medium triangles now that everything's attached. So I'll just do that quickly to give you an idea of what that looks like. To see if you want to do that. And I'm just going to weigh it down for a few seconds to flatten everything. And at the risk of doing this too quickly, in order to try to get this completed, there we go, I'll pull it off. All right, so see how nice and flat that is? That would look really, really fabulous on the front of a Christmas card. Or you can do it as an ornament, and as I said, make them go back to back and put a string or a ribbon on for the Christmas tree. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please subscribe. There are many more videos like that to come, especially for the rest of the month. Hit that bell button for notifications if you want to be reminded when new videos come out. And until tomorrow, I hope you make a whole bunch of the brand new medallion that I've just designed, and go out and go check the teabag folding tiles out on my website, origamitwist.com. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for Daily December, Day 2. See ya!